What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Sports Talk with Hawk show. How are you doing on this absolutely terrific Thursday? I hope everybody has been safe. I know I haven't done a lot of videos this week. Did the one that released Monday morning and haven't done any since. The storms have been rather hectic, and overnight working has been just as bad. I've been really tired this week, not going to lie. Between the wind, the rain, the storms, the multiple tornadoes that hit central Indiana last night. Actually, one went, I missed one by only a couple minutes. I didn't realize it because everything was rain wrapped. But when I drove back this morning, I saw the destruction. So hopefully all of you are safe and still well, and my thoughts and prayers go out to those who have been affected by the tornadoes. I watched the one in Arkansas, watched the one in Tennessee. They have been absolutely brutal to start the year, and we're only sitting at April 3rd. So thoughts and prayers to everybody who has been affected by the severe weather. But we're going to talk some football today. This week, league meetings are done, and they'll meet again in May or whatever. But league meetings are done. So Las Vegas released the over-under projections for win totals for this year. Now we're going to do this now because once everything happens with the draft, they're going to change. Some may add a game, some may not change, and there may be others that they could drop a game, but most of the time it's, checks and balances. So I'm going to give you 5 over-unders each. So I'm going to give you 5 over and 5 under that I love for this year. Because you guys know me, there are a couple teams that I really, really like. And I think Vegas, so one has already taken place. I'll tell you one right away. The New England Patriots opened at 7.5 over-under wins. If you got that one, you're a lucky dog. Because immediately, every sharp bettor that does this for a living bet big money on the Patriots to win over 7.5 games. So now the odds for most, if you're doing the bets now, is at 8.5. It's kind of settled down. Everybody's on the same wavelength. It's either going to be 8 or 9 wins. You're taking a little bit of a risk if you do the over. But at 7.5, I'm absolutely taking the over. There's no reason they don't get 8 wins. They have the easiest schedule in the AFC East. I don't think there's many teams that are going to be able to match the nuance and physicality, plus the offensive play calling with Josh McDaniels having a quarterback like Drake May. There are a lot of people sleeping on this team, but not a lot of professionals sleeping on this team. It's kind of been because of Bill Belichick. He ruined the look of the Patriots. You've got a coach who took the Tennessee Titans to the AFC Championship game. You've got the coach that retired Tom Brady from the Patriots. You've got the coach that has the support that he didn't have in Tennessee. This team is built. The staff is built. And how they've used their money, sure, they've overpaid. I'm not going to deny they didn't slightly overpay for some players. You're building something. And anybody who doesn't think they can turn it around really just hasn't watched football, so stop listening to anything they ever say. Just don't ever listen to them again because they haven't watched football. They don't understand reality. Just stop listening to any of them. Because what did the Commanders do last year? What did the Broncos do? What did the Chargers do? What did the Texans do 2 years ago? So just, if anybody's like, hey, it can't happen, just put them over in the section of guys you don't listen to. Then let them just talk because they have no clue what they're talking about. Because if you watch football, you know the Patriots are going to be really good because when it comes to staffs, it's top 10. When it comes to players, they're building a top 16 team. It's as simple as it gets. And the draft, I think, will potentially change it depending on who they get in the draft. Now, as we go down the list, so I'm going to give you a couple other ones. Another one that I like, so we're going to do the overs first. Another over that I like, and I have actually bet these. So I have not gotten the sponsorship from Sleeper yet to be able to do certain things through the Sleeper app. Working on getting all that approved right now. I've been talking with them. Once that is, then there's going to be certain and special things you guys get from Sleeper. That's what I'm hoping. But for now, all these odds are on FanDuel. Tennessee Titans over under 5.5 wins. Cam Ward is not Will Levis. Will Levis lost the Tennessee Titans 3 games in a row last year. 3 games in a row. Cam Ward is the only quarterback that could have been picked in the top 6 quarterbacks of last year. He's got the skill set. Big arm, very guys varies a little over mobile. He moves in the pocket well. This guy has an offensive line coming in out of college. This isn't C.J. Stroud with the Texans last year. You now have Dan Moore, Peter Skoronski, Cushberry at center. You've got Zietler at guard, all pro, vet, been there, and Latham out at the other tackle. This team is built to be able to now run the ball with Pollard. They'll probably draft another back. And Cam Ward's going to have time. He's got a halfway decent tight end in a Conquero. He's got Calvin Ridley. The way this team is set up, 5.5 wins is a piece of cake. That's one of those ones like hammer it now, because I think after the draft it's going to go up. I mean, they're assuming they pick Cam Ward, like the odds for picking, you make like 3 cents if you bet $1 on Cam Ward. Like, you don't make any money because everybody knows they're picking Cam Ward. They've been picking Cam Ward for the last month. Like, they've known it's Cam Ward. Everything else, 2 through 32, is the question. So the Tennessee Titans are the second one. The third over that I really, really like right now is the Los Angeles Rams. So this one got bet up. The odds now are 9.5 because the professional bettors have already bet this up. It opened at 8.5. Don't ask me why. You're trying to tell me that Stafford, with a healthy offensive line, who won the games last year, the defense that's now what they need to be, they draft a corner in the draft and they're set, and they're not going to win 9 games? Yeah. Pros came in. Now you're betting them to win 10? Yeah, I'm still betting them to win 10. The reality is, I don't think Darnold's going to be happy. They know how to get to Darnold. I think the Seahawks lose both games to the Rams. I do. I think the way the Rams play defense, Darnold struggles. So I think they sweep the Seahawks. I don't get, you're going to find out one of my other bets here in a second, for the under. I am betting under on the Niners. And I think there's a lot of people that have, because the numbers have kind of moved. But there's something wrong with this picture, thinking that the Rams are going to be second and somehow the Niners, who have lost everybody and traded away everybody, are going to be better than the Rams. I'm not sure what Vegas is on when it comes to that one, but hey. All right, another over that I absolutely love, the fourth over that I absolutely love, Atlanta Falcons at 7.5. Just that, 7.5. They were better than that with Kirk Cousins falling apart last year. Michael Penix, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson. That's... Huh? They're going to win 8 games. I've got them winning 9 or 10. So easily betting the over on this. I have no clue why in the world it's only at 7.5. Maybe it's because they don't know enough about Penix because it's a small sample size. They're going all defense in this draft. Out of 7 picks, we'll just do the normal. Out of 7 picks, 5 of them are going to be defense. They understand where the problem is on that team. They're going to draft defense. They'll probably draft a backup tight end. This team is set. Darnell Mooney and Ray McCloud are easy move in and out players. They're interchangeable. They got gadget guys. This team is set up to be able to win. And the assumption that Tampa Bay is just going to be okay when they're getting older and not really improving, and they lost their offensive coordinator again, you don't get that lucky. There's not that many great offensive minds in the NFL. Play calling is an art. and you've got to have an artist to be able to do it. So I don't understand why everybody is so high on the Bucs and so low on the Falcons, but that's another one that I absolutely love. All right, this one I like, but the problem I have with it is I think it's trying to tease you. I really do. So the Las Vegas Raiders are at 6.5, over under 6.5 wins. So you're betting them to go 7-10. Let's just be real. You're betting them to go 7-10. Geno Smith. Now, if they draft Ashton Genty, this is why I'm going to say this now, because I think this will be the only time this number is here. If they draft Ashton Genty, this will jump to 7.5 really quick. That running back, just by himself, will be a game. They will get a game victory by drafting Ashton Genty according to the sports books. So, if you're going to bet it, you would bet it now. Because, listen, I love this play. I absolutely do. I absolutely love this play. Now, disclaimer, I am not a professional bettor. I got all the free stuff, okay? And I told you guys, I bet dollar bets, and I love it because it is so much more fun. Not going to lie. So much more fun. It's like playing the penny slots at a casino. It's just a lot of fun for me to do. I love doing prop bets. So I'll tell you the ones that I have right now. So those are the 5. So I got the Patriots. I got it at 7.5 because I've already made my $1 bet for the season. So I had the Patriots at 7.5, over. Titans at 5.5, over. Raiders at 6.5, over. Then I got the Falcons at 7.5, over. I got the Rams at 8.5 before they got jumped up to 9.5, over. Now I think the Rams are going to win 10 easily. So those are my 5 overs. My 5 unders. So we'll go here. So looking at this, I've already got my division picks in. I did it early because the bets are going to change after the draft. You get everything in when you can, and because of how sports books work, I can throw another $1 after everything changes after the draft. And then I could do it again after training camp. So, with that being said, this is for now. So I'm going to do the 5 unders. The number 1 under I'm going to have is the Dallas Cowboys. Absolutely pounding this. Over under 7.5 wins. You guys know my feelings. I don't think they win more than 5. If CeeDee Lamb gets hurt and goes out, they're done. Dak is immobile. That defense, you could say it's going to be good. It's not going to be good enough. If they don't get Ashton Genty, if Genty goes where he should early in the first round, I don't trust the Cowboys' drafting ability. They draft defense again. Their offense, if Dak goes out, now they did make a trade for Joe Milton today. I thought that was an interesting trade, and here's why it's interesting. They know Dak's going to get hurt. They don't have Cooper Rush now. So they had to find another quarterback. So they got Joe Milton for a 5th-round pick, and they got a 7th round with Joe Milton. But over under 7.5, I am hammering the under on 7.5. Not a chance am I going over. Not a chance. Another team, and this one is, people aren't necessarily jumping on this, but I am. Not going to lie. The Miami Dolphins over under is 8.5. This team is going to implode. This team is going to implode. Mike McDaniel has no control over this team. I think they closed the year on a 4-game losing streak. I don't even know who the opponents are. I think they closed the year on a 4-game losing streak. They're only decent when Tua is at quarterback, and with his concussion issues and everything else, and the way that the defensive lines are better, just in that division alone for the 6 games they play, let alone everywhere else that's going to be there, they don't have a really good schedule that favors them. It actually favors the opponents. 8.5 is way too much. I've got the Dolphins maybe pulling out 6 or 7, but I think they could actually really fall. Tyreek could be traded on draft night. I think that may be one of those trades at the end of the first round. And we're going to be looking at it going, really? Didn't see that coming. I think it will be coming. I think that's how it's going to work. Another team for the under, I told you guys earlier, the San Francisco 49ers are at 10.5 over under. I am hammering the under on this. This team lost everybody. They've got a backup offensive tackle to be able to be the blindside blocker for Patrick Mahomes. They're getting older. Kelsey is not himself during the regular season. He saves himself for the postseason, which is fine. But they don't have a running game. Joe Tooney, I think, was a huge part of that offensive line. You lost Joe Tooney. Trey Smith, you're spending money now. Creed Humphrey's going to be making money very shortly. And I don't think the 11-0 and one possession games is going to happen again. The football gods smiled on them last year and then still lost the Super Bowl because they shouldn't have been there to begin with. I don't think that happens this year. I think this year they come back down to earth. Obviously, I mean, I really do. I really do. I think the Chiefs are going to come back down to earth. The 49ers back up, getting everything set up with, they sent their backup offensive tackle off. They lost. Ayuk's injured. Ayuk is injured. They're trying to trade him. They didn't trade him. They paid his $26 million signing bonus, or his bonus that was due. So for the 49ers, 10.5, how do you know McCaffrey's going to be healthy? And everything is leading towards they're going to give Purdy a huge extension. Why? Have him play out the last year. He's coming off the worst year of his career. Now, if you're trying to get him cheap, that makes sense. But if he can't elevate the team this year, I mean, Trent Williams goes out, I think you're done. Trent Williams goes out, I think you're done. So the San Francisco 49ers at 10.5, hammer the under. The Kansas City Chiefs are at, I believe 10.5 they're at 11.5. I'm hammering the under. I think they can win 11, yes. But like I said, they're not going to go 11-0 one possession games. And it's not going to work. And I realized what happened. Jalen Moore is coming from San Francisco, which is where I got them mixed up. So that's where everything went off. Sorry about that. But they aren't actually an under as well. Kansas City Chiefs 11.5 wins over under. I'm taking the under. And I think it can be 11. I think they'll win 11 games. They're good enough. I think they can win 11 games. But I'm hammering the under. So 49ers under, Chiefs under, Dolphins under, Cowboys absolutely. I'm hammering the under. Let's see here. What's happening? Let me see. What happened? Still streaming. Trying to reconnect. No drop frames. Let's see here. Everything looks good. Boom. Let's see here. Nope, we're still good on this end, but not good on that end. Figure out why it keeps dropping. No drop frames. Oh, internet went out. That would make sense. There it is. All right. Boom. All right. We are reconnected. Back live on Twitch. Okay. So Kansas City, San Francisco, and then the final one we're going to do. So my final under, and there are some that definitely disagree with this, but I think this is the year. I think this is the year Mike Tomlin drops, and I know I've said this before, and a lot of people have, but eventually it will happen. Eventually it will happen. The Pittsburgh Steelers are at 8.5 over under on wins. I'm saying under. I'm saying they'll probably win 8 games. They'll win 7, 8 games, but I'm saying under. I really am. I'm saying under. So I got unders on the Pittsburgh Steelers at 8.5, the Kansas City Chiefs at 11.5, 49ers at 10.5. I got under on the Dolphins at 8.5 and the Cowboys at 7.5. So those are my 5 over and under teams for the 2025 season. That's where I'm at right now with the win totals pre-draft. Now, post-draft, and the schedule comes out, second week of May. That one will have another podcast for specifically going through the schedule and where I think teams are going to play out. Absolutely. Absolutely, we're going to have that afterwards. But this is the opening odds. And, I mean, some of them have already been bet so much they've changed that dramatically just in the short period of time. Like, we are sitting at 3 days. So, because of that, if you're going to get in it, I love doing future bets. It's probably one of my favorite things to do. I've got my MLB. I got my NBA stuff already done, obviously. And I'm already working on the NFL, looking future. And listen, the other thing about this is, so it's the one thing that I'm trying to do when it comes to Sleeper with the sponsorship, is I don't like telling you guys stuff and then not backing it up. So I'm telling you exactly what I've bet sitting on my side. It's as simple as it gets. When we do the Hawk versus Vegas during the season, those are the exact bets that I'm going to be taking. It's what I'm doing. I don't want to, lead you on and then not do a certain thing. It's what I'm actually going to do. Stand behind what I say. Now, with that being said, couple different things about the NFL right now. So number one, something that I really don't like, and this is something that came from the NFLPA, NFLPA anonymous poll, I guess you would say. But when the ratings came out for each organization, the Cincinnati Bengals, their executive officer came out and said that Hendrickson should really be happy with the amount that he's being offered because it's more money than he's had. And then Hendrickson had to come out, didn't have to, but he did, and rightfully so. He came out and he goes, it's really disappointing that somebody's telling me that I'm not actually worth what I am. Hendrickson has been a stalwart on the Cincinnati Bengals defense. He deserves a great deal of money. He's not Myles Garrett, but he's making more impact plays than Micah Parsons does. He's a more consistent player. He's on the level of Danielle Hunter, Max Crosby, Myles Garrett, and then Trey Hendrickson. And he's been completely decimated by an organization that doesn't understand defense and doesn't understand keeping its players. So he's constantly having to make up for what the defense isn't. I hope they trade him. I hope they give him an opportunity to go to a team that will appreciate his play style. He's 30 years old. You're going to have 3-4 years left out of him. 2 probably at a top level, 1 at a solid level, and then 1 as a role player but veteran. You can probably get 4 years left out of him. I would sign him to a 4-year deal. I'd put all the guaranteed money in the first 2 years, but I'd sign him to a 4-year deal because I want a guy like that in my locker room. And there are a couple teams that can make this work. And yes, I am hoping the Falcons do. I thought I wanted the Commanders, but I'm hoping the Falcons do because the Commanders already have Tunzel, Debo Samuel, and I like it when wealth is spread out. I always have. Yeah, I know. But I do. I like it when wealth is spread out because I want multiple teams to be good. And Hendrickson immediately makes that Falcons front four very viable. So that's my view on where I hope Hendrickson will go. We already went over the Milton trade. Obviously, all the news with the league meetings. The tush-push ban has been tabled. Also, restructuring the playoffs, which I hate, has been tabled. The dynamic kickoff is in full flux now. It is 100% here to stay. I love that. They moved the touchback forward to the 35-yard line to increase the amount of returns they will get. Listen, there's a reality here. I'm not just going to give the ball to Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen on the 35-yard line. I'm not just giving them the ball on the 35. I will take my chances in coverage, hoping I can stop them at the 24, 25-yard line. I'm not giving them the ball at the 35. I'm just not doing it. I like the move. I want to be very clear about this. I love the move. I think it was a subtle rule change that is going to increase the number of kick returns, and that matters. That absolutely matters. And I love it. 100% here for it. So, all right. So I want to go over this real fast. So I told you guys I was working on something, and obviously I haven't been able to record this week with everything that has gone on. So I want to ask you guys this, and please, in the comments, let me know. What is not recent? So let's go 2010 or prior, okay? Give me a sports moment that you remember the best, or that you look back on and wish you could relive that moment or that time frame in your life or in the country, whatever it may be, sports related. And it can be any sport. It can be any sport. Give me in the comments a moment, series, a year, whatever it may be, that you look back on and wish we had that again. Or that was something I will never forget that happened. Here's the essence of what's happening. One of the series that we're going to do on YouTube through the summer on the podcast is going to be called a nostalgia series. I'm going to sprinkle these in. It won't be consistent. We're not going to go straight through. I'm going to sprinkle these in with all the other sports stuff and all the, everyday stuff that goes on because NBA playoffs are kicking off, here in a few weeks. So I'm going to sprinkle it in. But the nostalgia series, I'll tell you the first one, okay? I'll tell you the first one. The first nostalgia series podcast is going to be on the 1998 home run chase. I remember almost every part of that year, and I was not that old. I remember watching shows on CBS, Fox, NBC, and them cutting to the at-bats every time Sosa and McGuire would come up to bat. Throw out all the other crap that's happened since then. It was a fun time. This was an important part of baseball history. And I'll tell you why, because there's numbers that back it up, although Major League Baseball won't like it. There's numbers that are going to back everything up because without it, baseball may have died really fast. But that moment electrified the country, and everybody was watching three hitters: Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, and Ken Griffey Jr. So the first nostalgia series is going to be on the 1998 home run chase. And I'm really pumped about this. So now that you know kind of what I'm looking for, throw it down in the comments. I've got a list. I've got 7 things already that we're going to be going through. Give me some more. Let's make this a fun series. It is a Thursday, just after 2 o'clock here for me. If you're listening on YouTube later tonight, once again, apologize for the mix-up. I know I got fumbled between the 49ers and the Chiefs earlier. My bad. But for everyone, please do be safe. Hopefully everybody is okay with all the storms that ripped through the country through this week. Please take care. Hopefully I will have a video tomorrow as we look at some more NBA and Major League Baseball. We're going to talk about the torpedo bats. That's what I'm hoping. Should be able to do it, and looking forward to it. But for now, guys, that is going to be it for me. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Make it the best day that you can. For those of you that have listened on YouTube, tomorrow is Friday. Make it the best Friday that you can. And I will talk to you guys hopefully tomorrow night. Until then, for Sports Talk with Hawk, I am Hawk, and I am out. Have a fantastic evening, everyone.